Hi everyone, Einat Kessler here with a new video tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to make a flag book. You have all the measurements and the cutting guide in the description under the video. You can go ahead and grab that and have all the measurements. So we're going to start with the large piece, the accordion, and we're going to score it every ½ inch. So you just go every ½ inch, you progress and you score every ½ inch. Make a little score line, and we're going to do that all the way until the end. So all the paper is going to be scored, like I said, every ½ inch. And you have all the measurements in the cutting guide in the description under the video. You can go ahead and click the link and grab it. It's completely free. So let's finish with the scoring. Last one. Okay, so that's all the scoring that we need to do. We're going to fold this in an accordion shape, obviously. This is going to be the binding mechanism of our flag album or flag book. You can call it any way that you want. Just make sure that you burnish your folds really well with your fingers or your bone folder, because you need to show the paper where to go. So the folds need to be really crisp so the binding will work properly. Okay, so now that you have everything folded, we can go ahead and start working on our front and back cover. So this is what you have, your accordion. We're going to put that aside for now. So I have 2 pieces of chipboard and cover papers. I'm going to start with covering the outside of the cover, the front and back covers only at this point. And like I always say, the best glue to use for this, for any binding and for any mini album construction, I think, is liquid glue, not a double-sided tape, because this is first stronger, and second, it gives you a little bit of a wiggle opportunity before the glue dries. And that is sometimes really important if you have to align things and make sure they're straight. So I'm going to cut the corners. We want to have professional looking corners. So when I cut the corners, I leave a tiny little margin between the corner of the chipboard and the edge of the paper, because later the wrapping process or the wrapping result looks much better. Now I can fold all 4 sides of the paper before I put the glue. This is a really good tip, because it again teaches the paper where it needs to go. So now you can go ahead and apply the glue. I always start with the longer sides. So attach both long sides to your chipboard. And by the way, you can use any width of chipboard that you want. Any weight doesn't really matter. It can also be thick cardstock, cardboard, just something slightly heavier than a regular cardstock. So once you have those sides attached, you go ahead and attach the smaller sides, and you will have a very professional looking corner because of that little margin that we left with the paper. So the other side, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the other cover. And then I'll have both sides of my album ready. So now both sides of the cover are wrapped or covered. Now we're going to attach our accordion binding to the cover. Now you need to decide which side you want to show. I'm thinking I'm going to reverse the direction of my folds. No, I'm going to leave it as is. So what you need to do is apply glue. This is the way it's going to be attached. So you're going to apply glue to the bottom of the last accordion part, and then attach it to the left side of the right cover, and you have to align it with the edge. And you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. You're going to apply glue to the back side of the accordion, to the last part, and then attach it to the left cover, aligning it with the right side, and of course with the top and the bottom as well. So I'm just closing it to make sure that both covers are aligned perfectly. And now we have our album cover ready, and all we need to do is add our pages. First, let's cover the inside, and I remind you, you have all the measurements in the cutting guide that you can grab from the link in the description under the video. So we're going to attach the inside cover papers. The other side as well. Now you need, for the pages, you obviously need double-sided cardstock, because the pages are going to be visible on both sides. So unless of course you do it with a solid color cardstock and then cover it with other pattern papers or photos on each side, so that's up to you. So we're going to start with arranging the piles, because we need 2 piles, so I'm just dividing my papers between the piles. And then I'm going to make sure that I have the same pattern on each of the piles. Just organizing the order as well. And then I'll be able to start attaching the pages to our accordion binding, which is pretty easy. And of course I have a direction on the papers, so that's also important to pay attention that you don't attach the paper in the wrong direction, unless of course you're using paper without direction. So I'm starting on the top, applying glue to my first page, and I'm attaching it into the first valley fold of the accordion. And I'm simply going to attach papers to each of the valley folds as I go along, progressing over the accordion. So I'm going to apply glue to the edge of the page and then attaching it to the valley fold on the right side. All the pages are going to be attached the same way to the right side of the valley fold. You have 7 pages on the top and 7 pages on the bottom, and of course they need to be aligned with the top edge of the accordion to make sure that they're all straight. Okay, so that's the top of the accordion. Last page, and the bottom of the accordion is going to go exactly in the same way but in the other direction. So that means that you're going to attach all the papers to the valley fold, but on the left side of the valley fold this time. So all the top papers were attached to the right side of the valley fold, and the bottom papers are going to be attached to the left side of the valley fold. And this is what makes the flag book. So each of the pages is going to go in a different direction. So that's really cool. Obviously I'm messing up the direction of the papers, but that's okay. You'll get it right. I made all the bottom papers solid color side show instead of alternating between the pattern and the color, but that's fine as long as you get the idea. Okay, so you have to align the bottom pages with the bottom edges, of course, of the valley fold on the accordion. Okay, so we have 2 more to attach. And then I can show you the effect. It's really cool. I love this. And of course you can add photos on both sides of the pages. And then you'll have a little mini album. So the last piece is not on a valley fold, it's at the end. And this is how it looks. So you can browse through it, flip the pages like this, or you can leave it open and then you see that the top pages face right and the bottom pages face left. Isn't that cool? So I really hope you like this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video, so you won't miss anything and you'll be able to follow all the tutorials and make all the projects. So thank you very much for joining me. I will see you next time.